If I could go back to when I was just starting out, when I was confused, when I was broke, when I was chasing likes on Instagram, posting every day, hoping that someone will book me, I would not talk to myself about cameras. Trust me, if I can go back to where I started, my focus will not be cameras. Yes, cameras are an important part of my life, but one important thing I would have considered is value. And I'm going to go deeper into that in this particular episode. Welcome again to Magic Mind Podcast. Please do endeavor to like, share, and subscribe this particular podcast because it has the capacity to change your life. In this particular episode, I'll be talking about if I was going to start again, what am I going to do differently? There's a lot of things I wish I knew when I started as a photographer, when I started the brand Oluseyi Magic. That if I had known what I know now, then I would have approached my business differently. I would have made different types of decisions, which I believe would have pushed me further ahead than where I am right now. And I don't want you to make that same mistake in your journey. My purpose, my aim for all of this that I'm doing with Magic Mind Podcast is to help you fast track that process of whatever you are pursuing in your life, so that in the nearest future, you can arrive at your desired destination faster than even myself, right? So welcome again to this episode. Now, when I started photography, I was super confused, right? I started as a banker. I was working in the bank. I fell in love with photography and I just started shooting. That was it. All I knew was, okay, I'll take photographs for people. Then people will pay me money and I will be making money, and I'll keep taking photographs. I'll be making money. I'll keep taking photographs and I'll be making money. That's all I knew. I didn't have any mentor. I didn't have any guide. I didn't understand the intricacies of building a business, of building a brand, of actually making real money. Then I was making money. I thought I was making money because the money was more than my salary. So for my mind, I was making money. And I started, I was living with my sister, moved to my place, got some nice fancy interior design and all of that for my new house. I was excited. It's a young guy, life has started. I'm now making money as a photographer. I forgot something very crucial, which I want to start this podcast with today. I forgot that I was creating a product. I'm not just a photographer, I'm creating a product. What is the product? The product is the photograph that I am taking. And if I understood that mindset early on, I would not have gone through the problems that I went through. Because when I started, oh my God, I was used so much by people. I have clients that I've shot 7 years ago, 8 years ago, that they've not even paid me 60, 70, 80, 90% by today. Some of them are even angry with me. Some of them are even talking to me. I was used so much. It came to a point where I met this particular planner, and she was quite popular. She's quite popular, and I was so excited to work with her because I've always been a wedding photographer right from the onset. And I pitched to her, I approached her, and she said she'll start giving me jobs. She likes my work, right? She called me to shoot a birthday ceremony. I shot that birthday with all of my heart. She really paid me. She paid me peanuts for it, but I didn't care about the money at that point. I just wanted to work with her. I didn't understand what it means to be a business, what it means to have structure, what it means to brand, to market, to position, all of those blah, blah, blah. I had no idea what it meant, right? So I just wanted to work with someone. I just wanted to be a photographer. And that's why I got it all wrong. She called me for the first birthday. I'm not the birthday photographer. I'm the wedding photographer, right? She called me for the first birthday. I shot it. I gave it to her. She was happy. She loved the pictures. She was excited. She called me again for another birthday. This is a planner that does weddings back to back. Why does she keep calling me for only birthdays, right? But I went again. She called me for almost 4 birthday ceremonies. And across this period where I shot those 4 birthday ceremonies for a peanut price, I was not even making profit. This planner was still shooting weddings. And I got all frustrated. So I started asking questions, right? So I was like, why did she just relegate me to just shooting all these small birthdays or any low budget wedding she has? Why is she not calling me for the established jobs, even though she knows I can actually deliver? I found out that she would rather go for the established brand, not popular. The established brand, people that have wedding package, people that have marketing, people that have target audience, people that have put certain things in place that I'm about to share in a second. She would rather go for those people when she's dealing with our main high-end clients. But for me, because she doesn't see me as a brand, she just sees me as a talented photographer. They are not the same thing. Someone can see you as a talented photographer, a talented creative. It's another thing for them to now see you as a brand. For a very long time in my journey, I was seen as a talented creative. I was trending, I was popular on IG, but it was not translating into my bank account. And I realized a lot of photographers are in this box. Some of you already know how to shoot. You are good at what you do, but you are not getting the clients that you want. Some of you don't really know how to shoot yet. You don't even know where to start from. You don't know how to grow. And that is why I put together this episode. If you are starting all over again, we have to do these things differently, guys. We really do have to do it differently. I have it written here. I said, no matter how gifted you are, poverty will still find you if you don't understand business. Yeah, no matter how gifted you are, poverty will still find you if you don't understand business. I wish I understood business early in my journey. I really do wish I did. If I understood business, it will not be about, because my photo must be the best. A lot of times we think people that have the best photographs are the ones that have the best business. People that have the best product are the ones that have the best business. That's a big lie. Very, very big lie. And I'm going to share with you in this particular episode powerful tips, powerful things that you need to do. There are four that you need to do to be able to transform your business early. For those of you that are just starting out, this is the moment to soak in what I'm about to learn. Soak in what I'm about to share and use it and actually apply it in your life. I said it in some other video. I said knowledge and skill is priority. And knowledge applied becomes a skill. It is the knowledge that you apply that becomes a skill. And it's that skill that gives you power. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge applied in itself becomes a skill which leads to power. So what I'm sharing with you guys now is knowledge. Apply it so you can possess the skill in your business, in your career. Then it gives you power. It makes you stand out from the crowd. I've come to a point where I've made much more money in my business because I was able to apply these things. It was when I started applying these things in my business that I started making money. It was not when I had better photographs. Believe me. And this is not to downplay the place of photograph. This is not to downplay that. But when I started taking my business side seriously was when the money started rolling in, not when my photos improved. My photo has been improving since forever. It didn't really translate in money. People kept using me. People kept paying me that peanuts until I changed. Now let's talk about the first key point, the mindset. I won't dwell on this too much, but without mindset, nothing can stand because it starts from your inside. It starts from who you are. I have written here, I said, you have to know this, that you are not just a photographer, you are a business. Now, picture yourself as UBA, MTN, Pepsi, Studio 24, Coca-Cola. Just picture yourself as such. Yes, I know you are just an individual. Maybe you are probably laying in bed right now listening to this or watching this, or you are just one guy that is still living with his family. What do you mean I should picture myself as UBA? If you don't change your mindset to understanding that, even though in the moment, temporarily, I am just one individual that holds this name, so photography, so brand, I am a business. A business is made up of different departments: customer service, sales, marketing, finance, and many other areas that makes up a business. You are all of that in the moment. You are not going to be the only one running your business till you die, right? You are the one starting it, but the business is going to scale over time. So if you begin to approach your business with that mindset that even if the business is in your name, right? If you begin to approach the business that I am a business, I am a company, I am a brand, I am an empire, I am a conglomerate, whatever name you want to call it, you begin to take different types of decisions. But if you approach it as I am just Oluseyi Magic photography, it is just me, everything will be surrounded by your emotions because it's just you. When you are broke, you reduce price. When you are rich, you increase price. You just be making decisions based on how you feel because you don't picture yourself as a business. So this is the first mindset shift I want you to have in this particular episode, is that you are not just a photographer, you are a creative. I started a vlog. I call it more than a creative. Why do I call it that? Because I believe that a lot of us just see ourselves as just creative. We just create photographs, we create videos, and that is all that is. And that's a big lie. We must always remember that we might be creating the product now, but we are also a business. I personally have grown to a stage where I don't even create the product as much anymore. I have a team that create most of the products. I'm using the word product. I'm intentionally using the word product. It's the same photograph, but I'm using the word product so that you picture it differently. Right? Because it comes easy. I snap picture, like we call it. The moment you start to see that I'm creating a product, the same way Wamco is creating peak milk, the same way Apple is creating iPhone, it's a product. And you have to understand that with time, you will build teams, you will build structure, you will build systems for that same product that you are creating. So see yourself as a business, not just as a photographer. Stop calling yourself a cameraman. Stop it. Stop calling yourself a cameraman. Start positioning yourself as a media entrepreneur. That's what I call myself these days. When I go out and I meet people and they say, what do you do? Oh, I'm a media entrepreneur. I own a media company. Yes. I don't say, oh, I'm a photographer. I never do that. When I meet people online and on in real life, what do you do, Oluseyi? Oh, my name is Oluseyi Magic. I'm a media entrepreneur. I own a media company. We handle photography and videography production. That's what I make it look big. We shoot weddings. Yes, we do video production on the side. Yes. But before we started even doing all the video production, all of this, I've been saying it that I'm a media entrepreneur. I'm not a photographer. So have that mindset shift now. Even if you don't have all the staff, you don't have all the team yet, it doesn't matter. Have that mindset shift early on so that you can approach your business accordingly. The real shift is internal. It's internal, it's not external. Now, number 2, what do I recommend that you do immediately? Get clarity on who you want to serve. Listen to this. It's important that you get clarity on who you want to serve, not just who is hiring you. Here's what I mean. Don't just be that photographer that just sits down and say, okay, whoever wants to book me can book me. You need to understand, do I want to target the high-end clients? Do I want to target the middle class? Do I want to target the lower class? So your focus should be, who is my target audience, not who is booking me. Because the way you would approach marketing for these different levels of the market is not the same. Right? If you are living in the suburbs or in rural areas where you don't have access to the high end, you have to understand that there's a way they market to the lower class. There's a way they market to the middle class. There's a way they market to the upper class. They are not the same. If you are not intentional about your target audience, you are posting something that resonates with the lower class and you are looking for high-end clients, you will get it wrong. Or vice versa. You are posting content that will resonate with high-end clients and your price is too cheap. And there's only lower-end client that can book you. They won't even come, because when a lower-end client sees your content and they see that you are taking videos in expensive hotels and your price does not tally with that, in fact, the lower-end client will not even ask for your price in the first place. And if the high-end clients come to you and they see how cheap you are, they won't even book you. So you can confuse your brand by yourself if you do not narrow down who you want to serve. There's nothing bad in serving the low end over the high end. You just choose which one works for you. Everybody has their area. Right? It was a point where I served the low end, I thrived. I served the middle class, I still serve the middle class till now. I serve both middle class and high end because I have packages that cut across both spectrums. So get clarity on who you want to serve. Number 2, start telling stories. Start telling stories, not just posting images. This tip will change your business. When I started, I was just posting images. A lot of my peers was just posting images, right? But now we live in an age where videography has taken a lot of priority in the minds of the viewer. That's why TikTok has taken over from many other social platforms. Why? Because it is videos. So start telling stories, not just posting images. People are tired of seeing bridal portraits. We've been posting bridal portraits for the past decade. Every weekend, people are posting bridal portraits here and there all over social media. People are tired of seeing bridal portraits. People want to connect. And the best way you can make people connect with you is to do what? Is to tell stories. When I say tell stories, it is not complicated. It is not complicated. It is not complicated. It's not a big deal. It's not something that you have to go and sit down and be narrating story. Just talk about what is actually happening in real life. Right? Talk about what is actually happening in real life. For example, you are at a wedding. Talk about the wedding. Talk about the couple. Talk about what the couple saw that made them book you. Talk about what the couple said during the inquiry stage. That's the story. So when I say tell stories, I'm not trying to say you should do anything out of this world. Even if you are the type of guy or lady that don't like to sit in front of the camera to talk as I am doing now, you can use voice. You can make a BTS video. I believe as a creative now, every of your shoot, you should have BTS videos of yourself shooting. Put a voice narration behind it, talking about the clients, talking about why they like your work, what they saw, or who referred you, or what led you to the moment where you're able to shoot that wedding. You can also talk about some special moment of that particular event or that particular shoot. Maybe during the event, something happened that was exciting. There was the fact the MC told the bride to do this and the bride did it, or something happened. Something that will just make people enjoy your content beyond the actual products. The brands that win today are the brands that tell stories behind the scene of how the product was made. Those are the brands that win in this day and age. Brands that just stand and just keep dishing out product, they are not more winning. It's the brands that are telling stories. And like I've said, the story is not the big deal. It's not difficult to tell story. Just be truthful, be authentic. Just tell them exactly what has happened. Your conversation with the client, how it went, your experience shooting their wedding, your experience taking the birthday shoot, taking that family, where you were shooting their baby, the experience you had, how stressful it was to shoot their baby because the baby kept sleeping or the baby kept crying. Just natural, true stories can captivate people. All you have to do is to just figure out how you plan to tell the story. We're going to go deeper on all of this in further episodes. Then number 3, money moves. Create different packages that cut across different spectrum of clients. It will help you a lot, especially if you want to make money. That's what I do, and I own it with my full chest. I don't just have one package. I create different packages that serve different ends of my clientele. So if you cannot afford the expensive price, you can still book me for a lower price. I don't want to just sit at home jobless because I'm waiting for one person to pay me one particular sum of money. No, I'd rather take less and make money instead of just sitting in my house and not doing anything. So learn this. Create packages for your clients. Number 4, start networking with real life vendors. This one will help you. Start networking with real life vendors. If you're a photographer and you are a videographer and all of that, you need to have makeup artists as friends. You need to have bridal stylists as friends. You need to have hairstylists as friends. They will help your life. Believe me. I'm a living testimony. You need to have event planners as friends. You need to have bands, decorators, MCs as friends. Intentional friendship, not the friendship where you go to them and say, please refer me. No, I mean real friendship where you offer them value. You have a makeup artist friend having a birthday soon and say, oh man, my dear makeup artist, let me come and take your birthday pictures for you. I'd love to celebrate you this year. You are intentionally building friendship, or you send them a gift, or you build conversation, you build rapport with them. Whatever way works, but you need to develop relationship with real life vendors early. For those of you that are just starting out, also for those of you that have already started, you're already running your business, but you're trying to find ways to grow. This is how to grow. Trust me, guys. This is how to grow. Build relationship not only with clients, because all these other vendors can become your marketing machine, right? I can't even count the amount of videographers I've referred to my brides. I can't count the amount of times I've referred some particular number of videographers that they don't even know I was one that referred them. Sometimes we even meet at the wedding. I don't tell them. I don't say I was one that referred you to this our bride. I don't need to. But a lot of times I do it because they are my friends. So when the bride asks me, I need a videographer, I already check out these 2 persons. Choose. These are the people that I know can deliver. I have decorators that are friends. I have hairstylists that are friends. I have even bridal stylists that are friends. I have fashion designers that are my friends that I refer to my couples and they also refer me to theirs. So everything is not just by posting on Instagram and everybody's rushing me on Instagram. No. I build relationships on the ground behind the scene, and that is where most of my bookings come from. At least the bookings that pay me the most of them come from referrals, from people that I've actively built relationship with. Very, very important. Then lastly, habits and mindsets that will lock in early. These habits will help you. Like I said, this is for people that wants to start over again, or they want to reignite their journey. Now, have a weekly growth goal in your life. This is my final point for this episode. Have a weekly growth goal in your life. Very, very important. A weekly growth goal can be personal. It can be fitness. It can be health. It can be maybe you want to read a chapter of a book. Because everything that I've shared so far in this episode, if you do not develop discipline, you cannot do it. Trust me. If you do not develop discipline, you cannot do anything that I've shared. You are just going to feel inspired. You watch this episode and be like, it's true. What he said, it makes a lot of sense. And that is where it will end. But if you have a weekly growth goal, every week you want to read a chapter of a book, you don't need to kill yourself. Even me, the book I'm reading, I've been reading it for almost a month now. I didn't say you should kill yourself and do the things that all these legendaries say they do every day. No. Even if I want to read a chapter of a book every day, or I want to read a chapter of a book every week. I want to take a walk every morning. This morning now, before I recorded this podcast, I took a short 20 minutes walk. It's not a long. I want to do a long walk in the morning. I want to do this every night before I sleep, and I want to do it on a daily basis for a week. How do weekly growth go? At least know in your mind that you're actually making progress. It's very important. Know in your mind that you're actually making progress, so that as you grow, you will be able to see results. Growth comes from change. It doesn't come from wish. They say wishes were horses, beggars will ride. It is change that drives growth. You can only grow because you do the things that will make you grow. You don't just grow because, I will grow. or you look at your life and say, in the next 2 years, I know I would have made progress than where I am. You cannot make progress except you change, right? So change, guys. That's what I'll end this episode with. Change, do things differently, approach your journey differently, approach your career differently, start to apply the things that I've shared, write them down, study them, build on them, and most importantly, apply them in your life so they become a skill which ultimately gives you power. Thank you for joining me in this particular episode of the Magic Mind podcast. Please do not forget to like this episode, share with your friends and family, with your colleagues, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel here on YouTube, Spotify, Podcast, or Google Podcast. I'll see you guys again next week. Cheers.